Hi, I'm Bill Krokos from Hanson Industrial-Peoria. Today we're going to talk about a Sioux H3.5D3000-G. H stands for hot water. This is a hot water and steam combination unit. D stands for diesel-fired burner. And the G is a gasoline motor that runs the pump. Let's do the walk around. First, starting from this side, we have the handle for the wheel kit. This unit has a Sioux wheel kit. As you can tell by the big tires that are on here and this big frame, they don't mess around. It has a 100-foot hose here upgrade for the customer. It'll give you 250 degrees at like 3,000 psi, no problem. And it'll also give you, when you're on steam, about 350 psi. It'll take you all the way up to 325 degrees. So it's a combo hose. This is a steam combo gun. It has a quick coupler that has some high-end O-rings inside it, so it can handle the steam, as well as all the couplers that are located on there. It has, on the top side, here's the nozzle tree. You have standard pressure washer nozzles. These are number 4s for this unit. And number 4s is written right on the nozzle, and that's the size of the orifice hole. So nozzles are not interchangeable unless they're the same number. These are the steam nozzles, and they're also rated for this unit too, which are not interchangeable unless they are rated for this unit. Sioux's manuals, top of the line. They do a really good job of explaining everything on there, and parts list, and who to call, and we have our numbers on there for you to call us if you need parts. In addition, it has a relief for certain codes that a backflow preventer. So there's one inside here that Sioux puts in there. This is the float tank, and I know I've talked about Sioux float tanks before. They have a separation area in there between where the water goes in to where the water's drawn out, so you get no bubbles inside there. So there's a divider on the inside of here. And on this unit, Sioux actually put a handle on here so it doesn't pop open. So that's where this relief or check would go in here, so that the water can't go backwards. This is the fuel tank on here. It says they'll use low or ultra low sulfur diesel, kerosene, and the cleaner you put the fuel in there, the cleaner everything burns. Then also on this side, you'll see there's a gauge here that's telling you what the pressure washer is doing. Pressure-wise, under high pressure, it'll be 3,000. When we're running at steam, it's about 350 psi. It has a bunch of safeties built on there because it is a steam unit. It has a temperature probe here for reading the temperature on the outlet side, and a bunch of things here for shifting back and forth to tell it to turn the heat and turn off the heat. And then it also has a bunch of safeties built on there. Sioux does a really good job on their coils. They're really, really efficient. I believe almost in the 90s efficiency factor of how much fuel goes in and how well they burn. It has a rocking side shaft on there. So this coil is locked in like this, but if you loosen these two clamps on there, you can actually roll the coil up so you can access everything. Makes it really easy if you ever have to do maintenance on the bottom. And then also quick couplers, and I mentioned I talked about those. They have a separate O-ring in there that's rated for steam, as well as the hose. As we come back this side again, that's the other side of the tires. We got a good hose hanger right here. That's where the engine is. And then there's a valve here. This valve says you can either run it out of this float tank, or you can put a garden hose end right in here, and you can run it for a pressure feed. So you get both ways of running it, and they give you both options. Down here, they have a high pressure chemical that goes on the inlet side. If you open that and it's not in a solution, a light solution, not a viscous solution, not a thick one, it'll hammer because it's sucking air. So that's very important. Again, if you open this and it's not in a solution for drawing, it will hammer. In steam mode, you got to raise the ball valve up to shut one end off because you lowered the flow to get to the higher temp. So up for steam, draw, down for standard operation for high pressure. They did a really cool deal here. They actually put you a plug here coming off the engine so you can go ahead and drain the oil right off this plug, which I kind of liked. This is an electric start unit, step 2. And I think that's it. Oh, their digital controller. I didn't talk about that. This unit will cycle between 1 and 2 degrees before it turns on and turns off. So it's pretty dead accurate. When we were testing it right out of the box, ran up to 160 in high pressure. And it was sitting there at 165, and it went down to 163, and stop at 165, and then to drop down to 163, turn the burner right back on again. So it's giving you consistent heat that you're calling for. It's not going to wobble back and forth like some of the dial thermostats do. They can give you anywhere from a 5, 10, or even 15% variance. This is like degrees accuracy, which is awesome. And on this side, here's a better shot of the handle and the tires for steering the unit and pulling it. This is the engine with electronic ignition. If for some reason the battery went bad, you go ahead and start it this way, but you always want to make sure you have a battery. They require these U1 batteries. Here's the battery box here. I say that about every year and a half you should think about replacing them, because this is the highest rated one at 350 cold cranking amps for that engine, but still we see these need to be replaced every year and a half. Also, you can see the nozzle tree from the other side. The serial tag talks about the pressure and all the information that's on the unit. And this is the side view of the digital controller. And this is what is the rectifier, so that when you run the burner, it gets AC volts from the engine and converts it to DC so that the burner will run. This side gives you a better view of the coil. If you notice, I was talking about these clamps that hold the coil down. If you loosen both of them, this coil will rock back and forth. And so if you need to access the bottom for any maintenance, it's all easy to do by doing that. Also on the frame is a hose hanger. The hose can hang right off the top of this. And I don't know if you see these eyes on this side, but that's for lifting the unit with like a chain and just lifting it straight up. And it's pretty balanced there at that point. You'll get some leaning back and forth, especially with the wheel kit, but it's pretty close. You got easy, the tires, you can see the big tires that they put on there, and then all the controls underneath are located inside there. They use some high-end burners for operation of this unit. Here's the back side of the unit. Here's the coil again, and then of course the tires. This is the fuel tank. You got your main fuel and you got your bypass. Here's that flow tank again, and also here is the battery box. Down here we have a fuel and water separator. This filter should be changed every 6 months and 12 months, especially if you're using diesel. This is the pump down there hooked up to the motor, and then here's the Honda motor with a director that shoots the exhaust down there. And then here's a better picture, or view, I should say, of the handle. You can see where the handle's mounted there for ease of moving it around and getting you to direct the unit when you're on the wheel kit. These are actually fork pockets on there too, if you want to put forks in there. And then I was telling you about if you want to lift and crane these up, that's where you hook up to them, and you can chain it up and lift it up with a forklift. Okay, so I got it hooked up to the forklift right now. We're a little cold outside, but we're above freezing. So we're going to take it outside and do two things. One, I'm going to clean some parts of our concrete that are dirty. You'll see it in high pressure mode. We'll be running it up about 160 to 165. Then I'm going to stop, I'm going to switch over, and we're going to run the unit in steam mode. I got a dirty pump over there that we're just going to clean off with steam. Okay, well now we're going to winterize the unit to get it ready for winter, or if you have to transport it like we have to do. So first things first, I turned off the water and brought the water level down to the beginning of the screen. Then I'm going to add antifreeze to it. I'm going to put 3 gallons total. Now that I got the antifreeze in here, I'm going to do everything and you just follow along. I'm going to turn the unit on, not the burner. I'm going to cycle the gun multiple times to flow the antifreeze through the pump mechanism, then all the way through the coil. And all I really need to do is get it up to this point, because I'm going to blow the hose out with air when it's all said and done. And then the unit will be winterized. I'm actually going to bring that level all the way down to the bottom. So let's go ahead and get started. See the green inside there that the antifreeze ran through the pump. And now you can see that I winterized everything because I got it coming through the gun too. And this part coming out is a mixture of water and antifreeze, and we use a 50-50 mixture, so that's not going to harm anything. I'm going to stop right there because I know I got the full antifreeze up to this point, and then I have to blow this out and collect the rest of this stuff when I get all done, and we're all good to go. Once the unit is winterized, the only thing that you need to do after that is store it wherever you want, and when you get ready to fire everything back up again, start everything up and collect that antifreeze into a bucket again so you can save it for the next time you winterize it, or dispose of it properly. Thanks for taking the time to watch this operational video on the Sioux H3.5D3000-G. If you want to see future content, please like and subscribe.